A contested election. Trump, Pence, and Pelosi. So, I said this was going to be a weird election. I'm going to get back to this scenario, but I'm starting to understand what Q said one time about Pelosi or Pence. That was a post, Pelosi or Pence. And I remember reading things about this, and I've been trying really hard to remember everything about this period. But this was one of the most confusing times that I was reading about, because not even the writers seemed coherent about what was going on. And there was weird scenarios that played out. And it's going to get really, really confusing. And I'm going to bring up one of those confusing points. Okay, but first, let's look at what will happen now that there are rival electors. There's opposition now. So this means that the House will meet on January the 6th, and let's just kind of face it, it's going to be contested, and there's going to be or disputed, and there's going to be no president declared. Now, we go to the Electoral Count Act of 1887, which I would suggest that you look that up, the events that led up to that moment, and how all that panned out. So, that will lead us to Congress having a debate and being undecided, and possible disputes about that law to be settled in the Supreme Court, if the Supreme Court even chooses to take that up. So, one side might argue that there should be a panel to elect the president, while another side will be like, no, the House should select the president and the Senate should select the vice president. And I believe in some weird scenario, I don't know how it's going to happen, but I believe it will come down to a House vote. But now let's go back to this Pelosi or Pence scenario. What if Trump steps down from office, or for any other reason, Pence becomes the new president before January 20th? And Congress still does not have the answer. Well, I believe it. In that scenario, I believe a House vote would put Pence in the office. But if no one is president, do keep this in mind, by January 20th, then Pelosi will become president until Congress decides who the president will be. But the 25th Amendment could be invoked on her, And like I said, this is going to be a weird election. So, what if Pence was the president, and becomes the president somehow? I do not know technically how this would go, but what if Trump steps down, Pence wins the presidency, and then picks Trump as the vice president, and Pence resigns, and Trump becomes president, and then chooses Pence as his vice president? That would be weird and funny. But I believe Pence or Trump should win. The election of 2024 will be better, and this president will be our best and our last president. The world is transforming into something new and something better, and I know it may not seem like it now, but the main reason is because you're too hooked on the old world system. We're in the age of Aquarius. This is new age, innovation, let's get this shit out kind of era. So, things are going to be switching over more towards that gear, where the pace of technology is going to go like 5 to 10 times, maybe 100 times quicker. Who knows where it's going to lead us? This is going to be the knowledge era. So, make sure you know some things. So the world is advancing into something new, and I believe it is advancing into something better. By 2030, a better world will finally be here, and that world will be one everyone should be able to embrace. So, January 20th, that's the date. I cannot wait. I've been waiting for this time, so let's see how everything plays out. Let's see the story that time tells.